I certainly think that 20 million illegal aliens in 4 years is worse than a reduction of 90-something%. I certainly think that the people who orchestrated Black Lives Matter and the people who ran those cities and the people who have blocked ICE from doing anything is worse than the guy sending in ICE with any effort at all.
But let's talk about even that. Why do we get all these people from Venezuela? Because Trump hired John Bolton to destroy Venezuela's economy, and then on his last day in office gave Venezuela a temporary protected status. That was one of his last acts as president, and that means they can't be deported. And then you got 6 million Venezuelans in an exodus, and how many of them ended up here?
Steven Crowder just had Nick Fuentes on his show today, and at first it was going really cordial, but then things started to heat the F up, okay? They ended up getting into a heated debate about Trump's record as president, and in my very humble but always correct opinion, Nick absolutely obliterated Steven Crowder on this. I do not support Trump anymore. I don't at all. And yeah, so get ready to watch Nick Fuentes absolutely school Steven Crowder on Trump's record as president. By the way, we'll be going live tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Be there or be square. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, like today's video. It would literally make my day. Thank you.
First of all, I mean, we have to deal with the fact that Trump is not delivering. Like, if you don't want to gish gallop, let's just start there. You say, well, I don't think it's a complete failure. Yeah, it is. And you bring up BLM. BLM happened in 2020 because Trump let it happen, because Sean Hannity was calling him every day and saying, this is better for us in November if BLM burns down the cities. So the summer of love happened in 2020 when Trump was president. And then Trump comes back.
No, it started under Barack Obama with going back to Trayvon Martin.
The George Floyd summer of love.
Yeah, it was a continuation.
Well, I think they kind of picked up on it. Don't you think? It wasn't like it was ongoing.
I was there, and I had people on my show back then with hands up, don't shoot. And I remember the assassination of the Dallas PD. Donald Trump was elected, specifically his first term, because of how disruptive Black Lives Matter was and law and order. And I would say there was significantly more than under Barack Obama. But if you say they're the same, that's just where we disagree.
Well, wait, what are we debating about? I mean, in the George Floyd summer of love, maybe I'm wrong about the calendar. It was in 2020 when Trump was president, and it was the worst, arguably the worst BLM violence, I think, in the 21st century. I think that was worse, actually, than Mike Brown or Trayvon Martin. And Trump was president.
Hey, you remember the summer of so-called love, summer of Chimp City, bitch? It was like, how wasn't it months on end of insane freaking black excellence, no, black violence, you know, because black people or the chimps had to steal TVs so they could afford food, because that's literally what they said. They were literally just stealing and robbing everything, burning down cities, destroying them. And guess what? It didn't just have, you know, consequences at the time. They literally ruined cities to where now families, why would they want to move there if all the freaking stores and everything are burned down and it's violent? You know what I mean? They like ruined neighborhoods and cities. So shout out to the chimps. You guys always stay on brand when it comes to chimping the F out. But yeah, that was by far the worst time that I've seen or I've been alive for. So let me know if you guys agree with that. But we'll continue letting Steven Crowder cope, okay? Cope City bitch, okay? Literally me.
And he didn't intervene because he was told it'd be better for him. And now in 2025, there's no National Guard. He chickened out on that. He chickens out on all that stuff. He was going to send him to Chicago, going to send him to every major city. Never happened. Even here. You know, they're doing the deportations in Broadview here in Illinois. They brought in like 400 National Guard, and ICE is still getting chased. And they got boxed in by a bunch of different protesters, one with a semi-automatic rifle. There's no law and order. Irina Zarutska died under Trump. The crime in New York under Trump. The crime in Chicago under Trump. It's a failure. And
and let's not forget about how Trump ran on, remember, close the border, finish the wall. What happened to that? Oh yeah, promises made, promises not kept. Oh yeah, and then during the last election, he ran on releasing everything regarding the Epstein files. And now all of a sudden he is gaslighting us, being like, what Epstein files? Why do you guys still care? Hey, Piggy, shut up about the Epstein files. It's like, I like when he fat shames, but it's not cool when he does it when a reporter's asking a very valid question that is a main topic that he himself ran on. And why are we protecting predators? Let me know. Let me know. It's freaking weird. I don't trust Trump at all. I'm not saying that he's implicated in the files necessarily, but I do think that he's probably protecting some of his big donor class buddies, to which I say, you're gay. Anyways, let's get back to it. Let me know in the comments below, by the way, what do you think of the Trump presidency? How do you feel? Are you still happy? Because I'm sure as hell not. Literally, during both of his presidencies, like the first 2 years, We had all the control of all the branches of government, and we do squat, we do nothing. It's so laughable. I mean, this is why we cannot elect lukewarm so-called Republicans just because they're better than the Democrats. No, if we actually want long-term solutions and change in this country, we literally need to make it clear, crystal effing clear, bitches, okay, to all the Republicans that you're not going to win if you support Israel. You're not going to win if you're protecting predators, etc., etc. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's continue.
10 years in.
Yep,
and so you say, what is it going to take? Because we elected him
can I
once,
ask you
twice.
something, though, just because this is the point I'd like to address when you say Irina Zurutska, and obviously we've covered that, and I think we're in agreement when you look at the judge and you look at the man who was released, I believe, 14 times, right, under the guise of equity, Black Lives Matter, precisely the kinds of policies that only exist because they have been supported by the radical left who run the entire Democrat Party, right? So, yeah, some of that happened under Trump's watch, and I agree. He's definitely far from perfect, and I think he's failed in a lot of ways. But who has been orchestrating? You talk about these constructionists, right? They want that, and people like Ro Khanna, people who you talk about in your coalition, it's their raison d'etre. So why hopscotch the voters who would not vote for that coalition precisely for the reasons we're discussing? Because they're against all of it, because Trump hasn't done enough to fight. I mean, COVID happened under Trump too. Huge mistakes. Fauci, awful. But I certainly think that 20 million illegal aliens in 4 years is worse than a reduction of 90-something%. I certainly think that the people who orchestrated Black Lives Matter and the people who ran those cities and the people who have blocked ICE from doing anything is worse than the guy sending in ICE with any effort at all.
But let's talk about even that. Why do we get all these people from Venezuela? Because Trump hired John Bolton to destroy Venezuela's economy, and then on his last day in office gave Venezuela temporary protected status. That was one of his last acts as president, and that means they can't be deported. And then you got 6 million Venezuelans in an exodus, and how many of them ended up here? And by the way, Trump ran in 2016 saying, we're going to build the wall and we're going to solve immigration. It didn't happen. There's no wall. He didn't.
Hey, he copied what I said. Oh my gosh, I'm just kidding. Who's excited for Nick to go on Piers Morgan on Monday? I believe it's going to be an in-person 2-hour one-on-one debate. Oh my gosh, I might have to live stream an extra day on Monday just to cover that. But by the way, guys, if you guys don't know, I have a live stream schedule that I try my best to stick to. You know, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, those things come first, so sometimes life happens, okay? Sometimes I gotta chimp the F out and focus on the fam. Anyways, I go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I know it's always so late, but it's because I have to wait until I put my daughter to bed because I don't have a babysitter or any help with watching her, which I don't want it, but I'm just saying, that's why it's so late. I'd rather do it like at 6 p.m., but hey, maybe one day, maybe if I can grow this big enough, we can find a little babysitter that we really like that can hang out with my daughter for the last couple hours before she goes to bed. Subscribe. Most of you guys don't even subscribe who watch my videos, so reminder, subscribe. We have fun here. Anyways.
What he did was executive orders, which Biden immediately overturned when he took power and then brought in 10 million. Okay, so Trump gets elected again. What does Trump do? You're right, he did secure the border. That's true. But we're 10 million deep. That's a little too late. He promised mass deportations. We've had maybe 300,000 deportations this year. Is that going to go up during the midterm elections? Is that going to go up when everybody's running in the primary in 27? I don't see it happening. And either way, it hasn't happened. So this is my frustration where I'm like, I was with you in the first term. As in the first term, when I was in college, I was like, yeah, like vote for Trump, never coming down. If he falls short, we'll go on Twitter and tell him to try better. But 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, you know, Republicans have called for our vote all the
Yeah. Trump has had so many chances to freaking do the thing that he said, do the things that he has said, the promises made, promises kept line that he claimed to be the only so-called politician. What the Trump presidency really shows us is that F all politicians, they're all lying scumbag snakes, and they protect their donor classes and the worst people in the country, and if not the world. You know, Americans have been sick and tired of the very scripted politicians for a while now. That's why we saw Trump get elected. However, now we know that even the ones that claim to be outsiders are probably snakes too, because realistically, the people that want to run for office probably are the worst among us. The only person in our government that I truly respect is Thomas Massey, hashtag sassy with Massey. Shout out to that giga.
Times, and things are not getting better like at all. And that's sort of the frustration where I start to say, let's turn the table around. And I'm not hopscotching over the voters. I want all the right-wing voters. What I want to hopscotch is the donors. I want to hopscotch the party, which is the RNC, which is, Little Tech, Silicon Valley, which is the Israel lobby, which
Comment gay NC for the algo because I'm getting suppressed on YouTube. I've seen a lot of comments lately. Someone said like my likes are not actually being accurately reported, which I don't even know how you would know that, but I do know that my YouTube channel is completely shadow banned. I have 2 strikes on my channel, 1 more strike, and I'm out of YouTube for forever. I can't even make a new account. So go check the description box to make sure you find me on all my other social media platforms in case one day I get banned. Someone did comment too that my Discord link wasn't working. I don't know why it randomly stopped working, but I did update that. So if you were looking to join my Discord server for all the updates, the link is now in the bio, in the description. And also you can join my private group chat for $33 a month, and you can be in a private group chat with me. We can chat daily and bitch daily. Okay. Yap City bitch. Okay. Anyways, I digress. Yes, they want to silence this bitch. Ugh, the shame, the shame. F you, YouTube. Come on. Stop silencing women, you misogynists. It's like that makes me kind of like YouTube, but it's not that they're not silencing me because I'm a woman, so I have to remember that. They're silencing me because I'm spreading the truth. Truth nukes spread daily, bitches. Okay, apparently Gaysrael can nuke freaking Gaza and no problem. Oh yeah, no, actually, they're so much better. They're great. And if you disagree, you're anti-Semitic. What a random rant. What a random ass rant. This is why you guys need to join my live stream tonight, because I see a lot of people comment like, oh, we want to see like longer videos and stuff, which by the way, thank you. That's so sweet of you. Because I used to get comments like, bitch, shut up. We just want to see what you're reacting to. So I'm happy that I'm like starting to build an audience that likes me and not just what I'm reacting to. But if you do want to see like longer form videos, I yap city bitch for about an hour on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays. And if I reach a super chat goal, I go live for an extra 30 minutes and I go on the craziest rants. Okay. I mean, I'm not even saying they're fire rants. I'm just saying like it's yap city bitch. Okay. So I hope you'll join me, but let's finish off this clip and get on with it. Okay, shut up, Isabella. Save it for tonight, bitch.
Is Wall Street, because they're driving the stuff. Like the reason that Trump is not really what he delivers, or what he promises, is because, if you were to deport all these illegal aliens, it's going to be bad for big agriculture, Wall Street, inflation might tick up. And so
Marjorie Taylor Greene's construction company.
That's right. Yeah, 100%. And that's why I want to bypass.
Okay, so bypass. So,
alrighty, that is the end of the clip. By the way, Etherwave, a Groyper clipping account. Love the Groypers. Shout out to the Groypers. The realest gigas ever. Love them. Love those guys. Anyways, so I want to give them credit for that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, comment an orange heart. Help boost the video in the algo. Shows to me that you also watched the full video, which also helps. Thank you. Thank you. That's like your charity. You don't need to go freaking donate money or freaking donate time. Just like give all your charity work to this orange bitch. Anyways, I need to get more orange, clearly. And I hope to see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, guys. Guys, turn your notifications on. Get notified. We're going to have some fun. Thanks for watching. Who do you think won, by the way? Who do you think won?